Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. New year, time for a new start. I have been to the chemist or drugstore and tried out loads and loads of foundations. Dry skin ones, BB creams, glowing skin ones. I want you to get the perfect foundation or BB cream for you at a reasonable price. And oh my god, it is so hard. I felt like crying while I was in there because you've literally got to duck down and try and find all the colours and then find one that isn't a tester or that hasn't been used and you know, got half missing, or you just come out looking a mess. And every single different, like it might be, let's say Maybelline, and you've got all these different foundations, you're not the same colour in any of them. Like I was like, oh, okay, so I'm ivory in this one, so it must be ivory in the next one. Completely different colour. It was hell. But I wanted to break down which foundations, which drugstore foundations are great. And actually they've come a long way, especially concealers. The concealers have come so far. The only thing they haven't come far with is they haven't got any for dark skin. And that really infuriates me. There's nothing past, let's go MAC terms, there's nothing past an NW like 35. NW40, and that's just real shame. But I got lots. I'm going to start with BB creams and give you my feedback. I've tested all the BB creams, and then let's do BB creams first because it's easy. So let's start with Maybelline. I have got two. I've got one for oily skin, Maybelline BB, and one for a slightly more drier skin, so a more glowing one. I quite like the one for oily skin. I think it would work nicely. Yeah, it seemed nice. It's not going to give you much coverage, but you know, nice for mature skin. The one for glowing skin, nice again, light coverage. Doesn't leave you too glowing, I have to say. I like it to have a little bit more shine than it did, so it's okay. Next, I have the Garnier. This smells lovely. I really like the finish of this, and it's got a lovely glow to it. So if you've got a very oily skin, a very dry skin like me, then you're gonna like this one. It just evens out the skin tone. It comes out quite dark. This is the light colour, and I felt like it came out reasonably dark. But yeah, I like that one a lot. Next, we've got three Rimmel ones. There's Rimmel Radiance. I felt that it separated and it wasn't radiant at all. Then we have got the Rimmel 9-in-1 BB Cream. I think they are exactly the same product, so I wasn't too impressed with them, I have to say. They weren't my favourites at all. Then you have the Rimmel Matte one for oily skin, and I think that's really good. I really like that one. It is very matte, but it does have a bit more coverage than the others, and I liked that. I think that would be great for an oily skin. Then I had two Loreal ones, L'Oreal BB and L'Oreal CC. The BB, what did I write about the BB? Is exactly the same as, well, it's not exactly the same, but it's really similar to, you know, the Estee Lauder tint that I like that has no colour. So when it goes on, it has no colour, it goes on white, and then it kind of works to your skin colour. So it's pretty much that product, and I like that, but it's a very light coverage. You can see how it's got a little bit darker, so it works, the pigments in it work with your skin and give you really healthy glow. Great for a holiday, I would say, because as your tan develops, that's going to develop with you. And then the CC cream, what did I put for that? This one also, I actually quite like. It comes out really, really yellow, but it adapts to your skin tone, and I think that's nice as well. So for someone who has quite a yellow skin, or for someone who has a lot of redness on their cheeks and they want to just soften it down a little bit, but you might need to use something else as well with that. But that's anti-fatigue. I like that one. And then lastly, I have got Bourjois 123 Perfect CC. This is anti-fatigue, anti-redness, anti-dark spots, luminous complexion and smooth skin. I love that one. It's my favourite. So overall, this is what I've got on now because I kept it on. I'm going to try the others and then I'll keep the winner on of that. This is my winner of them all. It has got more coverage than the others, so maybe that's why I like it the most. It's still really glowing. It's all I've got on now. Still really glowing, but it has a little bit more coverage. It goes on beautifully, and it's meant to last 24 hours. Whether it does with that shine, I don't think so. So this is my winner overall. The Rimmel Oily Matte BB is my winner for an oily skin, and then if you've got a very dry skin, then my Garnier BB would be the winner for that. Okay, let's move on and go a little bit stronger with the coverage. Okay, my skin is going to need a rest after this. I have broken down the rest of the foundations into a medium coverage and a full coverage, which was really hard to do actually, because a lot of them say they're full coverage and they're not quite, or they say they're light coverage and they're really heavy. So I'm going to start with the medium ones. Some of these are buildable and can be used for a full coverage as well. First off, I've got the Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation. This is the gel foundation, 16 hours. This one was light, medium coverage, glowing and long lasting. So it's a nice one. I think that's good for someone with a slightly drier skin. We then got the Maybelline Fit Me. Now I hadn't seen this one before, and it looks more prestige just by the packaging, I think. But this one, I love actually. First time I've used it, I totally loved it. It was really, really glowing. Looked, just evened out the skin tone, lovely. It is a medium coverage, a little bit more than light, but not heavy at all. And I like that one a lot. I then tried the Maybelline Dream Flawless Nude Foundation. That's a light to medium coverage. It's quite nice, you know, does what it says. It's not too much. I hate the wand. Hate this wand. I just don't see any point in it. So, and I don't really get too much for your product actually, but it is quite light wearing. Next, Maybelline Dream Flawless Nude. I don't like this. I think that it made me look really hairy. Probably for someone with a slightly more oily skin, but it wasn't for me at all. It seemed medium coverage, could be buildable to make it full, but it did show off hairs, and I haven't got a particularly hairy face. I really felt that it sat, and I just didn't like the finish of it. So I don't recommend that one. I've then got quite a few Maybelline ones. Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid, nice medium coverage. I think it's matte, but it's not flat looking. So whereas some things that are matte look really, really dense and flat to the skin, this one still lets you have a little bit of character from your face. So I don't hate it. It's a bit matte for me, but I think for someone with an oily skin or a combination skin, that's probably quite a nice one. Next, we have Rimmel Wake Me Up. I can't tell the difference between these two. I think they are the same foundation. So many of them are almost the same that it's really, really hard to choose between them. So pretty much the same, not offensive, a little bit matte, sets quite matte on the skin. The only problem with the fact that, I'm getting texts, the only problem with the fact that they set quite matte on the skin is that throughout the day they're going to look drier and a little bit, they might crack a little bit, if that makes sense. But that's great for someone who's got an oily skin, because the oils will keep that moving and keep that preserved. Whereas if you've got a dry skin, it can make your skin look a little bit flat throughout the day. We've then got Max Factor Skin Luminizer. Looks like skin on when you put it on, so it's really, really natural, and it's very illuminating, but it's not amazing. It's okay. Yeah, it's illuminating, so it does do what it says. Next, we have Soap and Glory. This is the one I've got on. I think this is a great foundation. It makes you look like you've got no pores. It makes your skin look like it's perfect without feeling heavy at all. I think it's great for all skin types. The only problem is, I feel like it's actually on, it makes my skin feel really soft and silky, but it's almost like it's got a film, if that makes sense, which is probably why it blurs out and stops your lines and pores looking big. But I think that's nice, and I think it comes in nice colours as well. Next, still not enough colours, but nice colours. Loreal True Match. This is a really easy blend. It is buildable, not too flat. It blends to a full cover, so it can be used for that, and it feels weightless. But it also does what this one does, where it makes your skin feel really blurred. Like, so if you do get problematic skin or uneven texture to your skin, then you want one of those kind of ones that blur and make you look a little bit soft focus. So I think that does that as well. L'Oreal Lumie, Lumie Magique, is that what it is? Yeah, Lumie Magique. Same as the one before, just I don't even think it is any more glowing than the other one. So pretty much the same, maybe a tiny bit more glowing. And lastly, I have got the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte. Medium coverage but buildable, so it could be a full coverage, and I think that's really nice for an oily skin. It's quite flat, but it doesn't make you look hairy, and I think that was a good one, if I'm honest. But my all-round winner overall would be Soap and Glory. One heck of a blot. And I really expected it to be Bourjois Healthy Mix, but that pipped it to the post. My best for dry skin would be your Maybelline Fit Me. That's actually my favourite of them all. But, you know, I've got dry skin, so that's why I like it so much. And then my best for oily skin would be the L'Oreal. Right, let's go on to full coverage. Next for full coverage, although some of these are similar to the ones before, if I'm honest, they all seem to be quite similar. The next one is Bourjois. This one is Healthy Mix. It has a slight luminous glow to it. This is meant to be full coverage. It's full coverage, it's buildable. It does give a nice finish, but it is slightly glowing, which I really, really like having dry skin. So yeah, that's a nice foundation too. We've then got Rimmel. We have got Rimmel Match Perfection and Lasting Finish. I can't tell the difference between the two, I have to say. They both felt exactly the same. Both smell, actually, which one smells nicer? Do they both? One of them smelled really nice, but maybe it's just happened to catch me. They both smell nice. Good coverage, buildable, pretty much similar. Then we've got Revlon Colorstay 24, buildable but not full coverage to start off with, so it's more of a buildable one. I really don't like that it doesn't have like a pushy down thing. You have to decant it like that, which I find really annoying and a bit dated, if I'm honest. That's about it for that one. Next, we've got Collections Lasting Perfection. I really like this one. It's full coverage, but not really, really flat. So it's quite matte, but not super flat. Pretty much all of these only have a tiny bit of shine. As you get to the slightly fuller coverage, so they don't really cater for a slightly drier skin, you're probably more likely to go for something that's more of a BB cream or foundation. We then have Maybelline Superstay, where have I got it written? 24. It's the most coverage out of all of them, but I left it on for a little while and I felt like it separated a little bit, so I wasn't so keen on that one. To start off with, when I first put it on, I was like, oh, this is really, really nice. But then, I don't think it's very buildable and it separates a bit, so not great. We have then got Bourjois 123. This is lovely. So great, really good coverage, probably the most coverage out of them all. A great colour as well. They've got great colour finish, not too yellow, they're just a really good colour. And yeah, I really like the finish of that one. We then have Max Factor Lasting Performance. Sorry, I'm looking down, but I'm reading at the same time my notes. Matte, good coverage, and it was nice to apply. It felt like, a bit like I was saying about one of the other foundations earlier, it felt like it just glided over the skin and almost had that serum in it that stops it sinking into your pores. So I thought that was nice. Max Factor Colour Adapt. Still soft focus, but flat, and I think this would be really nice for an oily skin. So that one's good. Then another Max Factor Ageless. I thought they were very similar to the one before. They seem to all be very similar. The Max Factor ones are quite matte. They don't really have much of a radiant shine to them. Then we have Bourjois Air Matte. This one was really, really nice. Where is she? Good coverage, but not full. But it also didn't make me look hairy. It's always a win if a foundation doesn't make you look hairy, because I don't like when they kind of sit, and when they've got too much powder in, they sit on the skin and they pick up all the fine hairs. It's not a win for me, I have to say. And then lastly, the Loreal Inflammable 24. Infallible 24. I really liked that one actually. I thought it was a nice coverage, medium to full, but could build really well. It had a great payoff and seemed to glide on the skin really nicely. So I liked that one a lot too. And I would say my winner is Bourjois 123 Perfection. I think that's a great foundation. If you're investing in one, you want a full coverage and you have a normal skin, this would be the one for you. If you want a matte finish, a foundation for oily skin, so a matte finish, either of these are nice. So you've got the Bourjois are doing well, aren't they? Bourjois Air Matte, or the Max, sorry, my phone's ringing, go away, go away, go away. Or the Max Factor Colour Adapt. It's my husband, I'm just trying to round up the video, Ian, leave me alone. And then for dry skin, the Collections was really nice. But all round, Bourjois. The end! I'm sorry if that video went on, but I really wanted to get through all the foundations that I could find. A few of them were out of stock, so I couldn't even get them. But fingers crossed, this has helped you. And I have to say how far the foundations have come on that are drugstore and affordable chemist bought foundations. I was really, really, really impressed. And now I have all these foundations, you can see them in a lot more videos, hopefully. Alright, thanks so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like this sort of format of a video, maybe I can do it for concealers, because I've got these really cool ones here, which I like a lot. So let me know if you like it and I'll do some more. Take care. Bye.